Hello, welcome to this short video about another way to be assessed for the unit Develop Work Priorities, which is a certificate for units in management and HR qualifications. So hopefully you would have this document, which is an assessment package for recognition for a student. It's a student version. And it does describes the unit a bit like the actual assignment does. And in fact, the first part of the competency conversation, if you like, which looks like that, is the same questions that are in the assignment, because that's the background knowledge that you're expected to have in order to gain competence at this unit. So we expect you to go through those and be able to answer those questions with me or whatever assessor you're working with to our satisfaction, and that's either on the spot when we interview you verbally, which will take little notes, or you can still provide written responses to those in advance so you can feel confident about getting that part of the unit done. So the next part of the recognition is a extended competency conversation, which is about the performance evidence requirements of the unit. So to help you with that, on page 8, you'll see as a summary of the performance evidence for this unit. There's only 4, I think, in this case. On the right-hand side, I've got a column that's called Useful Evidence that May Support Assessment. So in other words, this is my guide to assist you. If you can put together these documents, for example, the first one is prepare and communicate own work plan. So if you've got some work schedules and plans, and even someone to verify that you have those skills, that all helps with the assessment as well. Maybe emails, all sorts of things can be used as evidence here. Usually we come to your workplace, but sometimes you can assemble these documents in advance, and we can do these things over the phone if it's not possible because we live so far apart. But anyway, these evidence guidelines should help a lot. So the second one is schedule work objectives and tasks to support the achievement of work group goals. So sometimes they sound a bit highfalutin, those actual descriptions, don't they? But what do we need there? We probably need the corporate or business plan so we can actually reflect how your work plan fits in with that. A job description or a position description or a statement of duties or whatever it might be called, that's really handy because that usually links what your job purpose or objective is, and that leads straight back to the organisational need. Copies of diary entries or work activity logs, and demonstration of the use of Microsoft Outlook or similar. So sometimes we take screenshots of your diary or task lists. They help prove these things too. Or if we're actually with you, you can demonstrate the use of these things when we're in your workplace. The third one is review own work performance against work group objectives through self-assessment and seeking and acting on feedback from clients and colleagues. So a performance appraisal, perfect example of that, especially if it includes a self-assessment as the preamble to the actual performance appraisal interview. I think most businesses do that, but otherwise just feedback that you might have got from clients, managers, colleagues, that will be helpful too, whether they're emails or you might have a note that meeting took place, that might help too. Lastly, plan and access learning opportunities to extend personal work competencies. So that'd be to do with training development records, things that you've done, whether informal training or not, that have helped build your skills, examples of networks you might be involved with, and sort of records relating to things you might have learnt from handling a difficult situation. So it could be a difficult customer or even a blow up at work between colleagues or something. If you learnt something from those, then a bit of a record about that would be handy too. Anyway, so that hopefully gives you a bit of guidance about what we need to prove your competence. Towards the end of the package, on page 10, there's a description there of what a third-party testimonial report might be. So this is someone else, usually your manager, but it can be a colleague, who's verifying your skills against those performance evidence criteria again. So they fill in this part here, which tells us who they are, how long they've known you, their relationship to you, whether they have qualifications of their own that we could think, okay, well, they know what they're talking about. Of course, they will know what they're talking about if you've got the confidence to ask them to do this. And then the part they fill in has your name at the top, and they tell us what they've observed in you against those 4 criteria in this case. And they get to tick always, sometimes, or never, and we get them to sign off on that and make any additional comments. So this is called supplementary evidence. It's sometimes handy for what are soft management skills, interpersonal skills, that it's hard for us to know exactly how well you do that sort of stuff. Someone else verifies it, that helps a lot. But it also might fill in a gap or two if there's a small gap in some of the evidence. So that's the recognition pathway. If you want to take that, please let us know, and I'll provide you with the kits and any advice that you might need. Okay, thanks.